I felt like we were in business together. It just felt like us. It felt like our heart is their heart. I stumbled upon Internicola Law Firm. I started getting an email, hey, there's a webinar coming up. Download this white copy. And I was immediately impressed that there is a franchise lawyer that's working on his business as hard as we're working on ours.
They focused on franchise law. It's just not like another division of what he does. He's not general practice or any of those things. He's franchise law, and he has a systematic approach of how he does everything.
What we notice about every other franchise lawyer is like they just happen to do franchises. They didn't work on it. They didn't produce articles and white papers and write documents to further the industry. They were just like, oh yeah, we do divorce, we do this, we do franchise. Nobody had his passion. And it was evident through the market, and I loved it. I loved their look, their feel. It was more friendly. It wasn't just like your typical law firm with the scales. It just felt like us. It felt like our heart is their heart, and how they think about their brand is how we think about our brand. So I decided in my head before we even talked to him that that's the company I want. But before I knew anything, I said, I want them. I want them, and I hope that whatever they charge that we can afford, because that's who we really want to deal with. And it was really cool. It was so timely. I literally went to a law firm, went to their office, ready to cut them a check, sat at the table with them, asked a few questions, and then I just was like, I froze. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want them. And literally within like a week or so, I got an email saying that there's an upcoming seminar. And I said, all right, cool, this is the firm I've been watching. Went to the seminar online, listened, and I'm thinking, I want to be the first one to email, because I know that they were promoting where they had, they wanted to write a few more that year, and they only had limited spots.
We had interviewed a couple other law firms and been to some franchise expos, had some law firms that gave their spiel, and it just seemed like they were going to take our information and put it into a template, and here's your FDD, and that's going to cost X amount of dollars.
Because I'm listening to it, I'm having anxiety as I'm watching this thing going, I'm going to be the first one. I actually think I emailed before it was over just to make sure that I was the first one that they were going to consider to help franchise. And what was great is it only got better. It wasn't like they did a great job marketing, we signed contracts, and then boom, it just turned into every other company. They immediately went to work, they listened to who we are, we had awesome, meaningful conversations. I really felt like they cared about knowing who we were, and I think the heart of that comes out in our franchise documents. And also when we went to visit him face to face.
And the other thing is that he's passionate about what he does. He loves it, and you can just tell. You could tell from the time you walk into the office, you meet his employees are all happy, smiling, and happy to be there. Where other places that we went to, it wasn't like that. So we saw too that he had a lot of the same values and culture that we had as a company as well. So that's what made it the perfect match for us.
Charles comes across as somebody that you've always known. There's no warm up or weird or dealing with like, oh, well, you know how lawyers are. I mean, it was immediately like, I felt like we were in business together. And that was huge. You can't duplicate that. You can't fabricate that. And ever since then, I love seeing an email from him. I love to keep him posted on what we're doing. And I feel like we've selected a company that also has a staff that's just as caring, that I call their office and they act like they know me. And they might know my name, but for them to give me such a warm welcome, you don't get that anymore. Even, you go to the same mechanic for years and the guy that works on your car never says hello. So it's awesome to work with a company that is in law, and you kind of have certain perceptions of, well, it's a law firm, but they're completely different than any law firm that we've ever encountered, and we love working with them.
With Charles, he seemed like he appreciated he appreciated what we were doing, and he also had a franchise of his own, which he had bought, which was that was like the deal maker right there, because he could see as a franchisor where we were going, but also knew the law side of it, and being able to see the franchisor side of it and the franchisee side of it was really important to us, because when franchising is done right, it should be that the franchisor is doing everything that they could possibly do to serve and help their franchisees to ensure that they're successful. Because if the franchisees are not successful when franchising is done right over long term, then the franchisor is not going to have success either eventually.